Now keep in mind, at this point, the teacher is more of a facilitator than a teacher. We want the kids to kind of try and figure it out, use their own strategies on their own.
As a matter of fact, you're going to have to determine if your answers are correct. I'm not telling you if your answers are correct.
So now I'm putting my one on the greatest. So 1 is 1,000 meters. And then my answer is 100. So
Yeah, so 1 is 100.
1/2 meter is 100 meters. Yeah.
This is triangulating.
So that's the last one.
And another very important tip, always get them in the habit of labeling.
You look nice.
Yes.
Got it? You know what, you can just write it. Because it's tape. Just put the equipment.
Do you want me to write 100?
Okay. Now, group 2 has placed their numbers on the board. Can everyone see the numbers?
All right.
Okay, good job. Now, group 2, take a look at group 1's order placement. Now, let's see if it's all correct.
Check group 1, check group 2, group 2, check group 1. Everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then various discussion questions would follow. We'd ask,
Amongst yourselves.
Yeah, we would ask for the reasoning. We would say, how'd you get this? Another question such as, how did you know 10 kilometers was equal to 10,000 meters? We would ask them, did you use this strategy of moving decimal point like that, or did you use something else? Various questions like that.
But just take a look at it. Group 2, take a look at group 1, and group 1, take a look at group 2, and let's know if the answers are correct. Based on what you know about the metric system and the metric table in front of you. And we know that the children will have had, lots of practice in the decimal system.
And like I said, the questions I would ask, we'd like to go through the different phases, like the professor says. You want to have them actually write down the reasoning. So in their notebooks, we might ask, the strategy you used. So they'll tell us about it in a little paragraph or a few sentences. Like professor is having us do right now. Write down 2 things you found important. Write down 2 things you liked about it, etc., etc. He's a professor for a reason.
Well, group 1, what do you notice about group 2's strategy? What do you notice about their strategy?
We were actually really
Yeah.
good. I think that's our
Okay.
Yeah, we said that.
Who are they?
That's
1, 2. Well, whoever one is, let's see, what's the strategy for group two? What did they do? What do you think they did?
They converted everything to meters,
Okay.
so they could compare at the same units.
Okay.
And group one actually did the same
They
thing.
did the same thing.
So everyone converted to
I don't know
meters.
where just somebody.
She has it.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. So everyone converted to meters. Is there anything else that you could have done? Besides converting to meters?
did you convert to something else?
Maybe kilometers?
You could
For the larger
convert it to
numbers.
any of the measurements,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
meters, I think, is
It's
just
the easiest.
Right.
easiest, we're more familiar with.
Are there any questions to what we did? Comments, aside from the obvious, that is brilliant?
Well, you know something, group one, take a look at your prefixes as they say. And, okay, group one. Take a look at the prefixes that you used. Do you notice something? Just look at the metric table that I have there.
They were all to the right of meters.
Okay. And group two?
Or there's a lot of them.
Okay, anything else? Something that, I found interesting. The milliliter, the centimeter, the decimeter, milli, centi, deci.
All the prefixes end in I.
They all end in I, and they're the Latin prefixes. The others are the Greek prefixes. So if just any little thing that you can use to remember, because in a pinch you don't want to start thinking, okay, it's to the right, it's to the left, it's, it's 10, just anything that you can keep, anything that you can do, any strategy is good, as long as it works for you and it's correct. Excuse me. That will end our activity.
Okay.
Now, there are tips on assessing.
Yeah, gotta hurt it. Yeah.
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 Okay.
We already did the tips.
Yeah, we did. Well, there, if you look on your assessment tips, this should tell you how to actually do the conversions. You can check to see if the students did something similar to that, something far out. And also as an assessment, you can use a parking lot. Students can write down their strategies. They can create problems for the whole class to solve. They can put their questions here for the customary measures and for the metric units. And here I just have the prefixes of the units. So this can also add to your assessment because you can see the questions that they're asking, you can see the problems that they're posing, and the strategies, do the strategies make sense? What do I need to do? Do I need to go over decimals? Do they need some more help in whatever? So this can also be a good tool for assessment. And that hook, the question that I created, that could also be a good assessment as a do now. They come in and we start that off. My cousins came from Canada and they start thinking, what is a hectometer? What's a decimeter? What's a kilometer? How do they compare? So the most important thing is to have them compare. It's not so much doing the math, but it's having them understand the math behind what they're doing. Thank you.